Your Christmas Adventure with Dory and Randy. Written by Joni and Gurminder Dosanjh. Illustrated by Anne Baratashvili. Narrated by Adriana Pedersen. Christmas Eve was just around the corner, and the North Pole was bustling with excitement. Everyone was busy helping Santa get ready for the big day, including a young elf named Dory. Dory was one of Santa's favorite elves because she was so kind and always tried her best. The only one who wasn't being helpful was Dory's friend, Randy, a mischievous little reindeer who liked to hide toys and eat wrapping paper. Even though Randy was naughty sometimes, Dory loved him. She would feed him carrots that were just as yummy as the wrapping paper. Every Christmas Eve, the elves would pick the reindeer that would guide Santa's sleigh. Then Santa would sprinkle them with stardust so they could fly. Every year, Randy would ask if he could be one of the chosen reindeer. Can you guess what the answer was? Santa needed a helpful reindeer to guide his sleigh, and Randy was too little and not helpful at all. When the elves didn't choose him, Randy would sulk away feeling sad.
"Don't be sad. I believe in you,"
Dory would say. She'd feed him carrots from Mrs. Claus's kitchen to cheer him up. One day, Santa handed Dory a box of toys.
"I know I can trust you to have these ready by Christmas. They're for someone special."
Dory looked at the label on the box.
"I will, Santa,"
she said. Can you guess whose name was on the box? If you guessed it was your name, you're right. You are the special child Santa wants to give these gifts to. When Randy saw Dory, he shouted,
"Where are you going with those toys?" "I'm taking them to the gift wrapping factory to get them ready for delivery. When I get back, we can have a snowball fight."
Dory threw a snowball at Randy. Then off she went. After Dory finished wrapping the gifts, she put them in her sack and started the journey back to Santa's workshop. As she walked, the snow began to fall faster and faster. Soon, it was falling so hard she couldn't see anything.
"Oh no,"
said Dory.
"I don't know the way back."
Randy worried as he watched the snow pile up and decided to go look for his friend. After walking for hours, he finally saw Dory's footsteps in the snow and found her shivering in a small cave.
"Randy, you found me!"
Dory cried with relief.
"But now we're both lost. What are we going to do?"
They curled up close together, and Randy kept her warm as they slept. The next day, they looked out onto a snow-covered world. The northern lights shone down on them. Dory gazed at the magical lights.
"How will Santa ever get these presents to our special child?"
She dropped her head and began to cry. As she sobbed, the lights moved closer and glowed brighter. Soon, Dory and Randy were surrounded by their warm glow. Dory held on to Randy. They squeezed their eyes shut as they were lifted into the sky. When they opened their eyes, the lights had disappeared, and they were standing inside your home. They couldn't believe it. The northern lights had brought them where they needed to be.
"Now we can give these toys to our special child,
Dory said excitedly.
Santa will be here on Christmas Eve. He'll take us back. Don't worry, Randy. It will be fun.
Using her elven magic, Dory quickly made herself and Randy small. They hid until you found them. They were so happy to be with their new friend. You fed them Christmas cookies, made sure they were warm and safe, and included them in all the fun. Soon it was the night of Christmas Eve. Everyone was asleep, and the house was quiet. Dory and Randy waited excitedly for Santa to come. And late that night, the big man appeared.
Surprise!
They cried. Santa dropped his bag of toys and wrapped them in a big hug.
I'm so glad you're safe,
he whispered. Dory told Santa about everything that had happened and how you had taken care of them. She showed him the gifts under the tree.
We got them here in time for Christmas,
Dory said.
I'm very proud of each of you, but now we'd better go. We have a lot of work to do,
said Santa. On the rooftop, Dory and Randy looked at each other sadly.
We're going to miss our new friend.
Santa thought for a moment.
I have an idea. How about I bring you to visit every December?
Yippee! Yahoo!
cried Randy and Dory. Santa knelt in front of Randy.
Randy, when you saved Dory, you showed everyone just how helpful you can be. How would you like to guide my sleigh tonight?
Randy could hardly believe his ears. His wish was finally coming true. Santa sprinkled stardust on him, and he grew bigger and bigger. Soon, he was big enough to pull Santa's sleigh.
We'll see you again next year,
they yelled as they flew off through the starry night, with Randy joyfully leading the way. Back at the North Pole, Dory and Randy snuggled up in front of Santa's fireplace for a much-needed rest.
Good night and Merry Christmas,
they whispered as they fell asleep. They had helped deliver the gifts and were happily back home, safe and sound, thanks to you.